Hello students, in the last lecture we have seen the derivation for continuous system for torsional vibration. Okay, so we have started the analysis, vibration analysis of a continuous system for torsional vibration. So we took one shaft. Okay, so this is a shaft, and there we have taken a small slice. So out of the shaft we have taken a small slice from this shaft. The length of the slice is dx, and the torque assumed on this side is T, and torque assumed in this side we have derived it as T plus del T by del theta into dx. Similarly, the angular displacement theta is on the left side, and on the right side it is theta plus del theta by del x into dx. And then we have applied the Newton's second law to this slice. Then we have applied the torsion equation to this slice, and we have obtained the wave equation or the governing equation in case of torsional vibration. So governing equation for torsional vibration we have obtained as del square theta by del x square is equal to 1 upon c square del square theta by del t square. Okay. So this is the governing equation, or it is also called as wave equation. So in lumped mass system we call it as equation of motion, but in continuous system the governing equation is called wave equation. And here C is under root G by rho. And if you do the dimensional analysis of this C, then this C is the velocity of the propagation. So C is velocity of wave propagation in the shaft. Velocity of wave propagation in the shaft. Now, if you do the dimensional analysis, then this C, small c, it is a small c. This small c comes out to be the velocity. How? We'll do the dimensional analysis and we will confirm it whether it's velocity or not. Now, this is G. G is Newton per meter square. Okay. Rho is what? kg per meter cube. And we know that Newton is nothing but kg into meter per second square. Newton is what? Kg into meter per second square. So when we multiply kg with acceleration due to gravity meter per second square, 9.81 meter per second square, then it becomes Newton. That means kg is equal to Newton second square per meter. And if you put this value of kg in this equation, then this is Newton per meter square upon kg is what? Newton second square per meter into meter cube, and this is Newton per meter square into meter to the power 4 upon Newton second square. So this Newton bit cancel, this meter square, so only meter square per upon second square is remaining, okay, and this is nothing but, if you take the square root, then it is meter per second. That means this c is the velocity of wave propagation in the shaft, okay. So this c is the velocity. So this thing is clear. So this is the governing equation, or in case of torsional vibration, this is the governing equation which governs the motion in the continuous system, and it is also called as wave equation. Then the c, small c, is the velocity of wave propagation in the shaft. Okay. Now if you observe this equation, then how many variables are there? How many variables? One is theta, so theta is variable, then x, and then t. C is a constant. C is a material constant because C is nothing but under root g by rho, where g is modulus of rigidity, which is constant for the material, and then this is mass density, which is also a constant of material. So this C is the constant, whereas these are the three variables in this equation, out of which this theta is in the numerator. So whenever any variable which is there in the numerator for differential or partial differential equation, then they are dependent variable. They are dependent variable. Whereas x and t, they are independent variable. Independent variable. So theta is dependent variable and there are two independent variables. Okay, so that means this is a case of partial differential equation or partial differentiation. So how to obtain the solution of partial differential equation? Because in case of lumped mass system, there were only differential equation, and here it is a partial differential equation. So how to solve this partial differential equation? Because we need to find out the solution of this equation. In lumped mass system also we derived the equation of motion, and then we solve the equation of motion for the response of the masses. Okay, that means we find out the displacement equation. So here also, for finding the solution of this wave equation, its solution would contain the angular displacement. Okay, the solution of this wave equation is the angular displacement theta. Okay, finding the solution of this wave equation is nothing but finding the value of this theta for various values of x and t. So this x and t, because theta is function of x, this theta is function of t. So we need to find out the value of theta for various values of x and t. So how to find out the solution of this differential equation? That is a question. Now for this you need to learn the multivariate calculus. Okay, it is a complex mathematical topic. Okay, there number of methods available in the mathematical books for finding the solution of this partial differential equation, but here we will use the method called variable separable technique. Okay, so to solve wave equation, we use variable separable technique. So we use, there are a number of methods are available for solving the partial differential equation, but here we use the variable separable method for finding the solution of this wave equation, which will be in terms of the angular displacement theta. Okay. Now, what is this variable separable equation or variable separable technique? Now, if you spend time on completely understanding the mathematics behind the variable separable technique, then it will take a huge time. Okay, so what we'll do, I will just give you the steps how this variable separable technique is implemented and how the solution of a partial differential equation can be obtained. So you just go through the steps of variable separable technique, and you, whenever there is a question of the derivation of wave equation, you simply have to implement this variable separable technique as it is in the examination. Okay, because if you try to understand each and every small aspects of variable separable technique, then it will take a lot of your time for understanding the variable separable technique itself. So, and then implementing it on the torsional vibration will take some more time. So it will be a huge task for undergraduate students. So what I will suggest, you just see how this variable separable technique is used for solving the solution of this wave equation, and you just simply write down as it is in the examination. Okay, so we'll see this variable separable technique over here. Now here we have seen that this theta is multivariate function. This is a multivariate function. Multivariate function means theta is a function of multiple variables, and here to be specific, theta is a function of two functions. It is a variable of two functions, not multivariable, it's two variable function. Okay. One is x, one is t. So the first step, this is variable separable technique, VST. So first step of VST step 1 says, let assume the solution of theta is the function of x and t as capital X into capital T. Okay, let's assume the solution of this theta as x and t. This is a capital X and this is a capital T. Now what is this capital X and capital T? Where capital X is function of x only. Capital X is a function of x only. Capital X is function of x only, and capital T is function of time only, t only. Okay, so this capital X is a function of x only, that means x of x, and this t is function of time only. X is not a function of time and t is not a function of x. So this is a variable separable. So here we have assumed two variables, capital X and capital T. Capital X variable is a function of x only and capital T is a function of t only. Okay. Now this is, say, equation number A, small a. Now what we'll do, differentiate equation A 2 times with respect to x. We will differentiate this A equation with respect to x for 2 times. Okay, so this becomes del 2 theta by del x square. So what we'll do, we will differentiate for 2 times. Now here this t is constant because this t is a function of x. This capital T is function of t. So when you differentiate this equation with respect to x, this capital T is constant for it. Okay, because this t is not a function of x. So while differentiating this equation with respect to x, this t is constant. So that means it will be t del 2x by del x square. Okay, and this is, say, equation number B. Similarly, differentiating equation A 2 times with respect to t. Now this time differentiate this same equation with respect to t, and when you differentiate this equation with respect to t, then this x is constant for it, because x, capital X, is a function of small x. Okay, so this x is constant for it, so it becomes del 2 theta by del t square is equal to x del square t upon del t square. Okay, this is equation number C. Now this is del 2 theta by del x square as capital T into del square x into del x square, and del 2 theta by del t square is equal to capital X del square t upon del t square. Now put these values of del 2 theta by del x square and del 2 theta by del t square in our wave equation. So put values of equation B and C in wave equation. So this wave equation becomes, now this del 2 theta by del x square is replaced by t del square x upon del x square, and this 1 upon c square, and this del 2 theta by del t square is replaced by capital X del square t upon del t square. Okay, Now what we will do, we will separate out the functions of x and function of t. Okay, what we'll do, we'll separate the function of x. Here this capital X is a function of x, but presently it is with t, and this t is a function of small t time, but now it is associated with function of x. So what we'll do, we'll separate out the functions. So this rearrange, say let us, this is equation number D. Rearrange equation D and separate functions of x and t. So this becomes c square upon x del square x upon del x square is equal to 1 upon t del 2t upon del t square. Okay. So what we have done, we have taken all the x functions on the left side and all the t functions on the right side. C is constant. C is constant. Now if you see, then all the functions of x is on the left hand side. All functions of x is on left hand side, and all functions of t is on right hand side. Okay, so all the functions of t are on right side and all functions of x is on left side. That means the double differentiation of x is equal to double differentiation of t, on one is on the left side, one is on the right side. So del square x upon del x square is equal to del square t upon del t square. That means here you can see that on the left side there are functions of x or partial differentiation with respect to x on the left side, and on the right side partial differential equation or partial differential expression with respect to t on right side. So whenever this situation occurs, whenever situation occurs when one function is on the left side and one function is on the right side, then both these sides are equal to some constant. Both the side is equal to constant. That means this c square upon x del square x upon del x square is equal to one constant, and 1 upon t del square t upon del t square is equal to one constant. Same constant. what is that constant? Now if you this constant is equal to minus omega n square. This constant is equal to minus omega n square. Okay. Why? Because any vibration in a continuous system, or rather any vibration which we study mathematically, are periodic vibration or simple harmonic vibration, simple harmonic motion. So any vibration study, it is only deal with simple harmonic motion if some mathematical analysis is going on, because you cannot do mathematical analysis of random vibrations. You cannot do the mathematical analysis of non-periodic vibrations, because there is no certain pattern. So whenever we do the mathematical analysis of any vibration, then it has to be simple harmonic motion. It has to be simple harmonic motion. Okay, because simple harmonic motion is a periodic motion, and we can do the mathematical analysis only on the periodic motion. Non-periodic motion or random vibrations we cannot analyze mathematically, because there is no fixed pattern in the vibration. So it vibrates very abruptly, very randomly. So there is no certain pattern, and you cannot analyze the random vibration mathematically. So whenever you are analyzing any vibration, then it has to be simple harmonic motion, and that is why every solution of the governing equation of vibration must contain simple harmonic motion. Okay, and that is why here we have equated left hand side with this constant minus omega n square. So I completely agree with the viewers that it is something very difficult to digest why we have taken the constant as minus omega n square, but later on the derivation you may understand that why we have taken omega n square, minus omega n square as a constant, because it will give us the simple harmonic motion. If you put some other value, some other constant at this place, you won't get a simple harmonic motion, and then finding the solution of this wave equation becomes extremely difficult. So to obtain the simple harmonic motions, we have kept the constant as minus omega n square. So those viewers who are finding it difficult in understanding why we have taken minus omega n square here, then my suggestion would be you simply mug up this step. You simply write down the constant is equal to minus omega n square and continue the derivation further, okay, without wasting much of a time in thinking why we have taken constant as omega n square. You simply remember this step and you simply write down this step as it is in the examination. You will get the full marks. Okay, so this is it. This step, after separating the variables, all the x functions are on the left side, all the y functions, all the t functions are on the right side, and whenever this situation occurs, we take left hand side is equal to constant, right hand side is equal to constant. That means if this is a universal phenomena. For example, if Bhukam comes in the Maharashtra and the same Bhukam is coming in Karnataka as well, that means the pattern of the earthquake in Maharashtra and pattern of the earthquake in Karnataka would be same. destruction will happen in Maharashtra as well as in Karnataka. So earthquake is a universal phenomena. Okay, it doesn't bounded by the boundaries, state boundaries or country boundaries as such. If the earthquake comes in India and at the same time in Bangladesh, then the destruction will happen equally in India as well as Bangladesh. Okay, for India, the Richter scale reading of the earthquake is different, and for Bangladesh it is different. It is not like that. It is a universal constant. The same concept is used here. If this is equal to this, that means this is equal to some constant and this is equal to some constant, and that constant is minus omega n square. So this is the mathematical terms that you need to understand while doing the derivation for torsional vibration continuous system. Now we will move further. Now if you bring this term on the left side, then this is c square upon x del square x upon del x square plus omega n square is equal to 0. And if you multiply the whole equation, or rather divide whole equation by x upon c square, then this becomes del square x upon del x square plus omega n square upon c square into x is equal to 0. So this is equation number, say, E. Similarly, this 1 upon t del square t upon del t square is equal to, or rather if you bring this on this side, then it becomes plus omega n square is equal to 0. And if you multiply the whole term with t, then del square t upon del t square plus omega n square t is equal to 0. This is equation F. Now if you observe this equation and this equation, then equation E and equation F are simple harmonic motion equations. Here you can see that del square x upon del x square plus omega n square upon c square into x is equal to 0, and del square t upon del t square plus omega n square t is equal to 0. So these are the simple harmonic motion. Okay, equation E and F are simple harmonic motion. Simple harmonic motion. Okay, and its solution can be found out. So solution of equation E can be obtained. X, which is a function of x, is equal to a sine omega n square omega n c into x plus b cos omega n upon c into x. So this is the solution of equation E. Similarly, solution of equation F Now equation f is in terms of t. So capital T, which is a function of time, is equal to C, capital C. This is capital C sine omega n t plus d cos omega n t, where A, B, C, D are arbitrary constant. Okay, arbitrary constant which can be obtained by applying the boundary conditions to this equation, which can be obtained by applying boundary conditions. Now this is variable separable technique. So by applying the variable separable technique, we have obtained the solution of x and solution of t. Okay, x is a function of the small x only, and t is a function of time, small t only. Now at the start of variable separable technique, we have assumed the solution of theta x of t is equal to capital X into capital T, where capital X is a function of x only and capital T is function of t only. Now we have obtained the solution of this x. So obtaining the solution of this wave equation is nothing but obtaining the equation for this theta. We are solving it for the theta, and we have obtained the solution of theta by putting the value of x and t from these two equations. Okay, so the solution of theta, which is a function of x and t, is equal to, first we put the value of x, this entire a sine omega n by c into x plus b cos omega n by c into x, multiply by, then put the value of t here. So t is this equation, c sine omega n t plus b cos omega n t. So this is the general solution of the wave equation. So this is the solution of the wave equation. We have solved this equation for theta. Like we in the lump mass system, we solve the equation for x, displacement. But in torsional vibration, we solve this equation for the angular displacement theta, which is a function of x and t. Okay, so this is the general solution of the wave equation. So I hope you have understood the variable separable technique for finding the generalized solution of this wave equation. We will just go through this technique one more time. Now here, this is a multivariate function. Theta is a multivariate function. That means theta is a function of two variables x and t. So to find out the solution of this partial differential equation of two variable function, we have used variable separable technique for solving the wave equation. The first step of the variable separable technique says that let us assume that this theta is equal to capital X and capital T. So capital X is a function of X only and capital T is a function of T only. Okay, and then T only, and then find out the solution. Find out the general solution of this equation. Okay, so thank you very much for viewing this lecture. Thanks.